Wonder if this is connected to see how good it is. Let's see. Ooh, this light is so bright. Let's check it on here. Cool, cool. It's a little behind. All right, so you guys let me know how I'm sounding, but I'll wait a couple minutes to see if anyone comes in here. This is my first time live streaming, so I really want to see this setup and try to make this a normal thing for like a couple weeks to come. I'm kneeling down right now because I don't even. I think the standing desk motor is actually broken, but we'll test this thing out and really get some things going. I really want to see the fact that I have this here, right? I've gotten the Tokina Vista in the mail. It's a prime lens. It's a movie lens, and I want to test it out on the channel probably like next week. I did get to film some stuff on it in the past, like, I don't know, 3 months, I want to say. I've been filming with these, but I did give them back, and I got them again in the mail because I wanted to make a YouTube video for you guys. You know, maybe you might not be able to afford them, and I can't afford these lenses. Don't get me wrong. Like, these lenses are like super, super expensive, but I really wanted to bring high quality glass to you guys. Maybe you could rent it out or just, you know, try it out. It just opens up a whole new horizon. Being that movie Creator came out and it was shot on an FX3, I mean, on an expensive cinema lens, granted, but like, yeah, this is multiple movies have been shot on this lens, so I want to test it out on the channel. Let's see. Oh, you love the setup, bro? Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you. Thank you. I get welcome to the channel, one. Two, yeah, thank you. I've been put a lot of effort into this entire thing. If I can turn my camera around, I'm gonna have a switcher in the future. We're gonna have a whole podcast back here, and it's gonna be pretty cool. Like, I'm investing into these microphones. These are the Rode, Pod mics, I guess they're called, the Rode Pod mics. Yeah, Rode Pod mics has it on the back, but I'm gonna have four of these, and I'll have some guest speakers, some creators on, some hopefully famous people in the future. But yeah, that's the goal. So yeah, welcome to the channel, and I'm gonna test. I'm gonna open this up. Hopefully, I can open up this this setup here. Let's see. How do I check to see like who's in? Let me see. Like, how do I? I can see the chat, but how do I check to see who's here, so to say? Let's see. I'll go to the actual stream, which is hard for me to do via YouTube setup here. But yeah, my main guy, this guy Kofi Yaboa, if you guys don't know who he is, he got me motivated to want to do this in the first place, right? Like, he is a pretty good influential Canadian filmmaker, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, man, I should start streaming, you know, get the setup going. It was a while to get this set up. Like, I had to get the internet people to come run a line over here, and then they were here today, and I said, you know, I'm not wasting any time. I'm going to just come in here and get it set up. I'm actually going to do a giveaway live stream when I reach around 5,100 subscribers, depending on the timing there and when the lens actually comes in the mail. It's going to be a third-party Tamrod lens, just a heads up there, but it is valued at $800 to $1,000. So I really want you guys to, you know, get started on your filmmaking journey. I'm not just going to sit here and flex gear on you, because that's not what I'm about. I really want to get you guys up, you guys influenced to get out and just create something that you want. I'm not the end all be all, and I don't like when YouTubers and creators do that. Like, they make it seem like they're, you know, above, and that's not what I'm about. I'm a teacher first and a filmmaker second, actually. But yeah, this is the new setup, or a part of the setup. Let's open up this lens here. I wish I had a wireless mic, because, you know, it's way better than this one. Ooh, so inside the box, really, I don't know if you guys can see that, but really good housing, really robust is the word I want to use there. Set up there. Lens is huge. So let me tell you, normally lenses are about maybe this big, as big as your phone, maybe a little bit bigger than that. But this lens comes in at around, let's see. What's my first camera? What was my first camera? I'll tell you in 2 seconds. Let me just get this box open up right here. But yeah, this is a Tokina Vista Prime, 35 millimeter, ideal focal length, manual focus lens. It's a PL mount on the back, so you will need an adapter if you were bringing it to the Sony or really much any DSLR mirrorless setup. They don't make mirrorless setups that are PL mount unless you're doing. I think Blackmagic might have it a native PL mount, but we'll see there. Actually, let me bring down this desk, see if it works now. Oh, it does work. Let's see if I get down lower and actually sit down here. I am a little lower. Should I go and fix the camera? Yeah, hold on. Let me go fix the camera real quick. And my first camera was the Sony A61. No. I backtracked there. My first camera is actually my desktop camera. It was like a Windows desktop. But hold on. Let me drop my camera a little bit so you guys can see me more clearly. I'm just going to drop it down. It's right in front of me. Ooh. We back. What up, P butt? What's good? Dope name, by the way. Yeah. This is my setup here, and I'm loving how it looks essentially. And my first camera was, it was a Windows desktop camera. If you go back in my channel, like my first video, I will never delete it, no matter how big of a YouTuber I become. And it just shows you how far you can make it in this space. It was actually recorded on that laptop, edited in like some third party. I think it's like Wondershare. There was a W in the video, like literally put into the video, but I had to like crop in, so I didn't want my first video watermarked. I think I used the song Renegades by, I even know the name of the band, X Ambassadors. Is that the name of it? Yeah, X Ambassadors. Yo, Victor, what up? What up, Vic? Yo, Victor's, man, you guys should definitely give him a follow. You know, he's a pretty dope guy, pretty awesome person from Chicago. Just sick people to be around. Came to my wedding even, just good people. Loving the setup, dude. What was your first shoot you did as a filmmaker? My first shoot I did as a filmmaker, like creatively or like planned, I want to say, was a music video, actually. It was one of my friends from Long Island. He was just an up-and-coming rapper. He's still an up-and-coming rapper. He hasn't like been consistent with it, but he was like, yo, come out, shoot one of my rap videos. And I was like, I mean, I'll do it. Like, I want to use my camera. I want to use my gear. And this was about a year and a half, maybe 2 years of me creating YouTube videos on like a bi-weekly, monthly basis. I didn't really know whether I wanted to continue or actually do the videography thing. I was really into the photography part of it, you know, going out on nature like you, Rick, like you were going out, you know, taking pictures of the sunrise, taking a picture of nature. I was really doing that. And he was like, maybe you should try this out. And I liked it. It was all messed up. Like it was the wrong frame rates. The lighting was wrong. The gear was wrong. I didn't have lenses like this. I can do all this. But honestly, I wouldn't recommend getting these crazy lenses when you first start out. Get you an autofocus lens, get you a crop sensor camera, and just go with it. I had a little gimbal I was working with. It messed up like 3 times because I really overcomplicated. I was really in over my head. I was like, wow. And I wasn't focused on actually planning out the shot and getting the shot. And that's what my first film experience was. It kind of opened my eyes to, wow, this is much more than cameras, lenses, drones, and gear and audio and stuff. It's much more like planning. Like you really want to get out there, plan out what makes it look cinematic, you know, what scenes from a movie you like. And once I started doing that and mirroring things that made me feel good inside, pause. Once I did that, I was able to bring in more people, like bring in that lens, bring in other people, get them interested in what you're actually doing by mimicking what you like to do. And that was the first shoot. And here I am today, like 2.5, 3 years later, doing people's weddings. And someone's look, the chat. Scott Widwick. Is this Sam Widwick? Yo, I used to be a teacher. Yeah, big fact. I used to be a teacher. So I will be a teacher one day again, just not in the next like 2-3 years. I really wanted to go out and film, and I've done films this summer. I did 2 or 3 films this summer. It was a lot of work, and I recommend just going for it. If you got a dream, you got something you want to do, just do it. Just do it. I lost my mom this year, and it was definitely something that weighed heavily on me for a long time, which was like proving to her that I could be like professional and all this other stuff. But if you're not happy in what you're doing, like just you're not going to give it your best. And I want you and anybody watching this, if it's like construction or, basketball or, whatever it can be, do it. Just go for it. You might fail. Like, hell, I just told that story of that first music video. Terrible. Literally terrible experience. If you were the outside looking in, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't get hired again on that set. But I did, and it worked out. And, if you keep going back, keep being consistent, this goes for you, Vic. If you keep being consistent, then you got it. And I don't know how to say your name, but Oral's Audios. Yeah, bro. I think that you can be good at this, man. And Dom, I see you in there. Go for your dreams. I know you're in 8th grade, but like, yeah, go for it, bro. Just do it. Whatever it is, just get it done and be happy doing it. You might have some setbacks, but go for it. Yeah, and I think that Oral, I don't know how to say your name, but Oral's Audios, AA, I can call you that. Yeah, just be persistent in what you got set forth. Don't let anybody, knock you down. Don't let yourself get beat down. Because I'll scroll on Instagram literally for hours. Like, I'll be on Instagram. This is like 2 years ago, pandemic style. But like, I'll be in my room, like, I'll go home, work out, get home from work. And then I would be on Instagram for like 2-3 hours because there was nothing else to do, right? So while I was on it, I was like, getting like comparing myself to oh wow, this guy's camera is crazy, he must be a good filmmaker. But in reality, he was just posting videos of the camera. Like, I never really saw some of these people actually get out there and actually make money with the devices. And I got caught up in gear this, gear that, gear this. But don't do that. I advise a lot of people to just go on Instagram as a bit of like inspiration. Like, go on there to see cinematic, good-looking things, or like get inspiration for things like this, right? Like, if you guys watch this YouTuber, I'm gonna put it in the chat right here. Their name is called Becky and Chris. Becky and Chris. I'm actually gonna type their name in the thing. Okay, Becky and Chris is their name, and I found the inspiration for this like black, blue, shelving with the slat wall behind me that I created from scratch. And that video is going to come soon. All that inspiration came from watching like 20 of their videos. I was like, wow, like, bro, like this is what I want to do. Like, I want to make a set like this. I watched like 20 of their videos and I was like, I like the black. I already had the blue in my upstairs studio, and I went on Instagram, bought the stuff over a year's time, and slowly but surely, while I was teaching, while I was, doing people's weddings, while I was doing other music videos and still going back to school to get my PhD, I was assembling what you see behind me, and learning how to position the lightings, learning what audio devices work best. As you can see, I'm always smack myself in the head with it. As you can see, I'm always trying to test new gear and see what works for you guys at a budget, but really what works for me first. Because if it doesn't work for me, how can I market it? How can I get behind it and be fake? Like, oh, this is a good product. Like, no, it's not a good product. It's just a product I got sent for free, but that's what I do. Next in the chat, we got, how do you approach overcoming creative blocks for periods of low motivation by Law? Okay, Law, first of all, welcome to the channel. I've never seen your comment before, so welcome to the channel. My channel is all inspirational stuff and just me following my passion for videos. But that passion isn't always there. Like, I don't wake up in the morning and I'm not like, oh, like, I feel super creative every day. There's days when I wake up and I don't want to create literally anything. I don't even want to touch a camera. Like, when I come back from 3 weddings, that is when I'm at my utmost low for creativity. I have a ton of footage to upload. I have a ton of footage to edit. I got to make sure they pay me and, sign the contracts and the taxes, and all that stuff is such a heavy burden as a new creator to take on. It's just so much. And I don't advise you, actually I do advise you taking it on, because then you know what doesn't work. But how do I overcome that low period? I take breaks. I go in the studio. I wish I can show you a photo of it, but maybe follow me on Instagram, not just look at my story. In the studio, I have weights. I have other things that I'm interested in that get me out of just video. And I take an interest in my wife's life. Like, she runs her own business. She's, being a psychologist and stuff. But like, I take an interest in what other people do around me. I'm just a people person. So that is really where I get my creativity and inspiration from. Just watching somebody else go through a struggle, be human. I'm not like this robot That's more heartwarming to me. And I'm going to have periods of being low, Law. Like, I really like what you say here when you're saying low of motivation, because that's normal. Like, that's you being transparent, that's you being human, and that's good to have. Recognizing that you were low, taking that break, and just being healthy and not getting what's called, you see a lot of creators on this platform, and this happens to, I guess, the bigger you get this thing like creative burnout. And that's like, you feel overwhelmed, you got to review this gear, you got to review this mic, you got to review every bit of tech that comes out, and then you get low motivated. But taking breaks is always good. I know it's not always good for the wallet if you have, tons and tons of projects, but the money will always be there. Placing value on your family and your health and yourself will be 10 times more rewarding in the future when it comes to motivation. So that's how I do it. I run, I work out, I take breaks, I go to the movies, I do things that are fun outside of film, and maybe just fly my drone for fun, because I don't always get the best shots, but I like just flying it, legally. I didn't have a license for like 2 years, but, like, don't find me for the drone. But then I got one, and, it's been a good road. But yeah, we're going. Where were you a teacher, and what did you teach? So I started in Long Island. I taught at the same high school that I went to, which was weird at first, and then it ended up being pretty cool. Adults there really comforted me, really helped me jump outside my box. I was a really nervous, shy kid because I didn't always succeed at everything I put my mind to. Initially, you guys see this polished image, right? You guys see, the setup, the backdrop. He must be so good at everything. Like, no, like, bro, I got cut from basketball. I ended up playing tennis, and then I was really good at track. So I ended up going to school doing all that stuff. So I was like running track, was trash at it at first. Like, literally, I don't know, but there was this engine that's inside of me to just be like, it'll be worth it in the end. It'll be worth it in the end. And I get that from, not having much growing up, but I always saw that towards the end. So I was a teacher down there on Long Island, and then I moved up here to upstate New York because it's way cheaper to establish a business if you move and you're not paying 10 times the taxes. You're not paying that New York status. Like, this lens, brand new would be $8K if you were to buy it, which I don't recommend buying lenses that are this expensive unless you plan on renting them out. This lens, $8K, right? That's like 3.5 months, maybe 3 months of rent in New York City. That's like almost 8 months of mortgage up here, which is a steal. Granted, there's not that much things to do. You don't get as much freelance jobs, but I'd recommend building your base down there, then moving to a more rural area where the cost of living is low, and it allows you to step out here and just, play with these creative things that you're seeing online and actually do it. It might be messed up, but just do it. Yeah. So that's that answer for you, Law. P-Bud, that's your answer for you. I taught social studies. Yeah. Social studies is 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade, and electives and all that stuff. Coach track, all that. And now we have, how do you feel with gear acquisition syndrome? Oh my God, bro. I'd be having that. I have that big time. Like, a new piece of gear comes out on YouTube, first of all, it's all like, it just gets me pissed when you see creators all release the same video at the same time. And I'm guilty of this, right? Like, I just did a video on this light. Didn't do too well on the channel, but because nobody searches lights like that. But when you see a piece of gear come out and everyone does create videos on it, they're really going for their dreams. Like, they're trying to get that company to fund whatever creative passions they have. So they're reviewing the gear with that, in mind. They might also love the gear, but 9 times out of 10, I'm not loving every single lens unless it's like making something look really beautiful, it's groundbreaking, or it's really efficient in terms of cost, budget, analysis, or it's makes my job easier. As a wedding videographer and as a filmmaker, I hate the heavy stuff. I hate stuff that's really bulky and it doesn't fit well on kits. And the lenses that come that do fit that, I will then in turn market them to you, because I don't want everybody living the same struggle as that I had to go through, right? Like, yes, you want them to struggle in turn, but you don't want people to live the exact same, 13-hour wedding days carrying 30, 40 pounds. That's bad for your back, and you don't want to pass it on to somebody who wants to pick this up and go for it for a living. That's a turnoff. You don't want somebody to have that. How do I deal with gear acquisition syndrome? I'm not Bill Gates, so I run out of money. I run out of money, or essentially I tell myself that, is it going to work for me? I ask myself these questions. How am I going to use it in my workflow, right? Like, how is it going to help me? Literally me in the position that I am in right now. Like me reviewing the Tokina Vista lens for you right now does nothing. Like, why am I going to recommend it? This, first of all, this is heavy, so you need a rig. It's a lot of things that you have to ask yourself. Like, if you get a lens, this lens right here in particular, am I ready for this? Do I have the focus gears? Do I have the camera body? Do I have the color editing experience? Do I have somebody on set to pull focus? All these questions should be in your mind because it makes the one piece of gear cost 10 times as much down the road. Like, I just got it's not in here because it's too cold in here right now. That's why I'm wearing a jacket. But the Atomos Ninja 5, right? And they don't tell you that you need to get the SSD with it. Okay, so you got to get that. That's another $100. Then on top of that, you have to have something to mount it to. Another $10, $20, $30. You have to power it. So you either have the V-mount battery kit on there. That's another $100, $200. So then you need the wires to connect into the battery to the monitor. So it's like, be cognizant or aware really of the things that you are looking at online, like, and ask yourself questions like, what is this mic going to do for me? How am I going to connect it? How easy does it make my setup? How much is it? Is it going to be future proof? Microphones, lights, lenses are usually future proof. Things like camera bodies, drones, there's always a new one coming out so quickly. And to be frank, I'm going to do a video on this very soon. Every time there's like an Olympics or like a major sporting event, Canon, Fuji, Nikon, Sony, Hasselblad, whatever, every camera manufacturer, GoPro even is guilty of this. They come out with their best and newest gear. Like 2024 Olympics, bro, watch out. Chelsea and I forgot the other guy's name, Winthrop on Northrop or Winthrop on here on this platform. I watched their videos. They were just talking about how every time there's an Olympics, like these camera companies go hard. So just watch out. It's a lot of marketing, a lot of, trying to get the money out of the consumer. So just be aware of that, man. When you're making your business decisions, you want to ask yourself tons of questions because at the end of the day, it's your wallet, it's your family, it's your house, so that you're putting at risk every single time that you make a gear acquisition syndrome thing. Like, I have a lot on my soldiers right now. I got my family. I have people looking to me to recommend gear for them. And I don't want to push gear that is too expensive on people. It's just, times are already tough out there. You don't want people trying to break their back to get their son or daughter, a microphone that's going to be obsolete in 2 years when they can just use, a cheaper one. Like this one, $400. Why would I recommend this one when this runs $99 and it does a similar thing? So you get where I'm coming from there. Just put a yes in the chat if that answers your question, bro. So really long-winded answer there. But yeah, running, radioactive develop. Yeah, running's dope. Running is a dope sport to get your emotions out of you, to get any anger you might have. It's hard to do in the winter, and I don't like running on the treadmill. So yeah, running keeps me healthy. It keeps me happy. And it just keeps me level-headed, because you don't want to be not level-headed going to a 13-hour shift or even a 13-hour edit. You want to put your best work forth every single time. We got, thanks, I share your sentiment. I believe it's also about placing trust in the process. Yeah, the process, that's like a Joel Embiid thing. That's a basketball thing, yeah. Like, being an athlete first, I have got knocked down. Like, when you do high jump, you get 3 attempts to get over the bar, right? You get 3 attempts to get over each new height. And there's times when you knock it down the first time and you're like, dang, am I going to get over this? You knock it down a second time, and then you only got one more try. But every single new height and new level you get to in your cinematography experience, you're going to have multiple tries at it. Unless you're like, producing a movie, you only get 1 try every day. But by that time you're at that level, you're going to have a supporting cast that can help you. And don't be afraid to build a team. So how did you transition from photography to videography? You're trying to move into filmmaking. Honestly, the transition from photography to videography, it was just a lucky thing. Like, I honestly just started doing it. Just do it. Literally, film yourself. Do what I'm doing right now. Sit in a room. If I have my phone to reflect, it's me sitting in a weightlifting garage, holding this microphone and hoping that I'm connecting to an audience out there. I don't even know how much battery life I have in my camera. I don't know whether it's about to die. I should end the stream soon, but just do it. Get out there, see what works, do your research on the fundamentals. Follow channels like, I'll type it in the chat here actually, some good channels besides mine, because I'm not like the best at teaching this stuff here. Danny Gavertz. a lot of his early stuff, bro. I'm telling you, like the educational stuff. Let me know if you could see it in the chat. Hopefully it went there. Yeah, Danny Gevirtz's channel, Peter McKinnon, Matty Hapoya. Get into those people's channels, Brady Bassetti, and a lot of other YouTubers that teach. Not talk about gear. Just click over the gear videos. Click over the gear videos. Just go straight to their actual teaching process. I never paid for Skillshare. I might pay for Skillshare in the future, but I've gotten free trials off that. But it did help out, not gonna lie. And then just trying stuff out, bro. Just get out there and try it out. But yeah, this live stream is gonna be concluded very shortly. I just gotta actually talk about this. This lens. So this is a Tokina Vista Prime, and you can look this up, right? You can look this up in the future. I have a hookup there who likes to send me stuff to review because I love reviewing stuff. Like I don't always use it all to completely, but I love reviewing the gear. This is Tokina Vista Prime. It is a manual cinema lens with glow-in-the-dark actual focus numbers and T-stops. What you don't know is that when you get out of the camera, when you get out of the prosumer range, you start going to the cinema range, you leave aperture behind. Like that means that number f2.8, f3.5, all the f stops, and you go to T. It's basically the same exact thing. I don't know. Somebody might have to explain the difference to me one day in the future when I'm at a movie shoot and I embarrass myself, but it goes to T stops. Most lenses in the future are going to be, or in the future, most lenses in the cinematography realm or PL mount, just the easiest to, go about when it turns, and the most secure. It's very tight, very metal to metal, very secure when it comes to locking that into your camera system. But this is my live stream setup. Like I really like it. It took a lot of effort. If you look back here to the right, I guess, or screen right, or me right, whatever, I'm having these studio backdrops that Becky and Chris recommended. So when I get products like these, I can just put it up on the table and have whatever color it is back there. I know if you guys can see, I have a yellow, red, and a green wire there. So when I pull down things, it'll be essentially related to what product I have here. Like, I don't know what paper colors to invest in yet. I think I want to get like, the boring white, gray, and baby blue. Those are my colors. But then I might want to get like a green for, say, Monster wants me to market their drink for them, make a quick like video, or a football team sends me something. I want to have every color available back there to drop down to. Yeah, so this is the setup here. And I actually have it controlled from an app. I can actually turn it off, some of the lighting. I don't know if you guys can tell. Let's try it out real quick. Let's see if I can go to the app. It's called the Fiat, F-E-I-T app. So let's see if I turn off the middle. Let's see what it looks like. The middle's off. I'll turn it back on. So now the middle is off. I'm really far away from the Wi-Fi. I could turn off the back there. See how it's really, really dark, really black. And I could turn off the gray by the side of me, and now they're all off. I am really far away from the Wi-Fi, so it's a bit of a hassle. So look, I'm turning it back on one by one. And now they are all back on. And I have them all color temperature matched. That's another thing. Like buying lights, buying all these YouTube stuff, you got to make sure, bro. You got to make sure they're RGB and they're bicolor, because this has to match with the light I have right here, as well as a light right above my head or anything in the background, or else you get a weird flicker, especially when you increase the frame rates. Like for streaming especially, you want to be at like 60 or 30 because you drop frames. And some of these lights may flicker, which is really jarring to the viewer. Like you don't want to go for a lightning effect or like a weird visual effect there on your videos, unless you want your viewers to get, shock value from the lighting that you have there. But yeah, let's scroll down in the chat. Let's see what else we got going on before I leave this. When did you start your creative journey? Now, I think there's a longer answer to this question, because like my creative journey doesn't relate to photography. It really relates to music and playing guitar. Like I used to play guitar when I was coming home from college in the backyard because there was nothing else to do and I couldn't drive for a while because I didn't have a car, but I just kind of chilled in my backyard. That's where my creative journey started. I would say college. Wow, this is 9 years ago. My creative musician journey would start, I guess I would say. And then when you're talking photography, because that's obviously your question, that started during the pandemic, 2020. So what is it, 2023, buddy? And you see how far it came? 3 years consistency. Actually, November almost. So 3 years and 3/4 about is what it took to get to this journey. And that's what taking breaks. That's what was working, 3 other jobs, construction, moving from New York City to here in upstate New York. So yeah, 3 to 4 years ago. Let's see what the chat looks like on here. Let's see what we got here. If I can go live. Oh wow, it's way quicker when it's actually right here. Anybody else have any questions that they want to get answered? Be here, and I love that you guys are here in the live stream. I want you guys to really check into the next couple of videos because I think my channel is low-key starting to hit a little bit of a bump in their recommendations page because last year this time, and this is for you, AA, Orals Audios, I only had 1,800 subscribers, and as you can see now, I have 4,800. So I started posting more consistently. I started doing longer form videos and actually delving into the content and producing creative stuff. So that's all it takes. In the next couple of months, hopefully I get the monetization and I get what else is it with this YouTube thing? Monetization? No, yeah. In the next couple of months, I hope it's the actual monetization when it comes to the whole YouTube space, because that'd be cool to be able to decline some of these people that are sending me stuff to be like, yeah, I make money from the ad revenue on the channel, which is cool. So I can start to deny and become more specific and very niche in the stuff I have here. So yeah, that giveaway will be around 5,000 subscribers, and it's going to be probably a Tamron or a Sigma lens, whichever company is going to send me that lens first, and it's going to be a zoom lens that's a fixed aperture, which is a very good lens to have in your kit. I have a zoom lens from Tamron that I have brought to over 35 weddings from the time I started getting paid from weddings, which was around 2021. So yeah, I started videography and photography in 2020. I started getting paid for it, maybe 1 or 2 clients in the beginning, a year after it, 2021, and then a year later, people saw the weddings I did, and they were like, okay, we want to hire this guy for our wedding. And then they friends. So it's like, don't pay for advertising. Just let your work speak for itself. And once one friend of a friend sees it, then it's like, oh, I want that guy for my wedding. And be polite, be polite. And a voice crack, but be polite in your going about this whole cinematography thing. It's much more a people thing and a client relation thing than, oh, his work's just awesome. Because if you're a videographer and you show up to a shoot and you're like, you're an a-hole, like nobody is going to want to hire you. They're not going to act the best on set, right? They're not going to relate to you asking questions for a documentary at all. And then you're kind of screwed for content. So it's more or less like an everything journey. And that's where teaching, a lot of people are in the chat from my teaching career. That's where teaching helped me. Like it helped me relate more and more and more and more to people and to their struggle, to what they got going on, and it helped. I really want to get into streaming video games, and I miss you too. I don't know who Radioactive Lops is, but ideally, I know this is somebody that was in one of my classes, and I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you have a good experience in whatever educational endeavor you're doing. Hope you're doing the right thing, right? Yeah, but I do miss teaching, and like I said, I'll go back one day. Yeah, but that is the live stream. And we got 6, 7, 8. Dom. Yeah, okay, it is Dom. Yeah, cool. We're going to go 34-minute live stream. This is the longest that I thought I was going to go. I thought I was going to go a lot shorter than this, but this was a quality check. This will be deleted in 24 hours from now. I think I will live stream consistently now, not on Saturday nights, because usually I have clients or I kind of just want to chill with my wife on Saturdays. Usually I will have my live streams on Sunday, midday, or like a Tuesday night, like night. Like I want to say 8 to 10. I'll get on here, teach something, talk to you guys, engage. Maybe I'll sit here and just edit and chill. But yeah, that is the schedule that we're going on there. Dom, hope your dog's doing well, buddy. I think this is Dom that with a dog that it was in my 10th or period 3. It's all lost in my head now, but he was a good kid. Good luck. You don't have to do photography. You don't have to do videography like me. Do whatever you like. Yeah, so I think I might call it quits for today. Let me step back. Gray dog. Sounds affect video quality. Like, yes, yeah, they can. But also this sound. That sound, period 11. Yes, you're at the end of the day. But this sound, it's definitely jarring to the viewer. And I want to get rid of that eventually. But right now, I'm new. Hope you guys are going to be interested because we do have a podcast coming up to the channel where I did buy a whole bunch of furniture here. And I'm going to get, my brother's friends. We're actually going to have like 5 or 6 people where I'm going to cut between not just me speaking, not just me talking all the time, and talk about other stuff. Like not photography, not videography, just, what's the perfect age to do this, or what age did I start driving, or just a story from college that you guys might not know, or talk about stuff that's going on in the world. Like shout out to, the Middle East right now, what's going on out there. As a history guy, as someone who loves, people and history in general, it is a complicated, very complicated bit of history going on that we're living through, and I hope that everyone can stay strong there. And he said, keep going. Peace. Bro, I'm giving that comment a like. Oh, just sign me out of the talking to you guys. But, yeah. It's your boy, Kip Jackson. I will be signing off of this. I don't know how to stop the live stream, so I might have to get up and, legit turn off my camera. Oh, no, there's a legit... Oh, for those of you guys who are wondering, before I end this, I'm using OBS to stream. I have HDMI cord into my camera, and this microphone is plugged directly into my laptop. This is a Mac M1 Pro from 2.5, 3 years ago. Nothing new. And yeah, this is it right here. So yeah, this is the live stream. I might sit here for a couple seconds and try to respond to some of you guys directly in the chat before I get up. Because once I get up, it's a wrap. Can you guys let me know if you guys hear clearly in the chat? Let me know just right before, because next time I don't want to be asking people for quality. Let me know what it looks like. Is it high quality? Does it look clean? You let me know in the chat, please, before you head out of here. What does it look like? That'd be dope. I can kind of see on this, I'm kind of trying to stream it right here, but seeing what it looks like would be cool. If you guys would check it out. Actually, you know what? Let me share this live stream to Instagram real quick to see if anyone will join, because I know people are really active on my Instagram. Let's see. I'll take a picture of that. Boom! And then I will... Oh, so frustrating. Link. I should have put this in the beginning of the live stream, not 30 minutes into the live stream. Come on, bro. All right, let's see. All right, put it on Instagram. Let's see. Let's go to the live portion. Yeah, comment, if the quality is there. I know people were talking about the quality beforehand, but definitely let me know what the quality looks like before I just end this. And I need to know how to do gaming live streams. I don't know how to do that at all in the slightest. So that's something that I really want to get into. And this guy on this platform by the name of Hines, he is something, bro. He is hindsight. That's a good YouTuber. If you're looking for a YouTuber with a calming voice, something that calms me down. Somebody asked what gets me better when I'm in a low process. Heinz, the YouTuber, he has these very calm, chill vibes about him, and it's good. It makes you want to slow down and just appreciate it. Just appreciate the what we got going on here. And there's no music. Ooh, how do I add music to the live stream? That's gonna be in the future. He said IMAX 720p for video. Okay, we got 720p. It's looking decent. Now, what about the mic? Is the mic coming in clear? You let me know. Let's see. I posted it on Instagram, IG. If you guys don't see my IG, it is Kip Jackson. I think it's just my name, KIP Jackson at Instagram. That's like my Instagram, not a really original thing. I used to have this thing called Filmmaker Kip, but nah, I abandoned that. I really did abandon that. All right. Let's see how many people we got in here. The mic is fine. Maybe HD. So is the quality there now? Mic is fine. Okay. Cool. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll do the giveaway via live stream. Like, I think that'll be what I do. I kind of like it like this. Let me see what we got here. New lens, first time live stream. Wow, that's what it looks like. Woo, that picture's bad. Oh, also, my man, like if you want to get into photography, videography, or whatever, and you're nervous, attend these like networking events, and they're all over the country, like in the United States and in all over the world. In the United States, they just had this thing called NAB, and that's where that picture is from on the thumbnail. I actually was there for like 2.5, 3 days, and I got to meet all these. I met Tokina, I met Rode there, all these brands that are looking for someone to market their products. And they were showing me, you know, the latest and the greatest, and it was just cool seeing a whole bunch of people interested in the same thing. And that's what the internet is, you know. You find your pockets of people that are interested in the same thing, but to see it in person, to see the realness of it, that part it's much more energizing than just sitting here like in this room, you know, by myself talking to the camera. Doing that is definitely something. It's cool. It's called NAB. It's NAB. I don't know what it stands for, but Google that. Even Google that right now while you're watching this. Getting involved in something like that is definitely something I highly recommend in the future. Before you even get to this, when did you make your logo yourself? Which logo are you talking about? Oh, no, this isn't the logo. This is an Amityville shirt because I used to coach there too, but. The Start Somewhere logo is a Canva thing, and it's also a COVID time thing. Because I was sitting there, I was like, I'm a lone wolf. I'm somebody that does stuff by myself usually. So I went on Canva, and I actually did teamwork with one of my old teammates. Her name is Emily Haggerty. Subscribe to her, type that in. And she taught me a lot of stuff with videography, and I reached out to her. She helped me design a moving, like an animated logo, which I'm really trying to get into in the future, this whole Start Somewhere thing. If anyone's watched other my other videos, excuse me, I've had a Start Somewhere cursive LED sign back there, and that came from just me wanting to start anywhere, you know, and that's how I designed my logo. Canva and networking with other people. Yeah, I say I'm gonna end this live stream, but I really don't feel like standing up, bro. Like, me standing up is not a thing I want to do. All right, we're gonna head up out of here. But yeah, thanks for watching, people. Be on the lookout. I think I'll get 10K by the end of this whole setup. That'll be very good for me to get 10K by the end of 2023. Let's make it happen, people. Then again, numbers on everything, vanity metrics on anything, but they help me get better deals and me to be able to make better creative choices. Like having the ability to say no, that right there is clutch. So, yeah, without further ado, peace. Click. Oh, you will not be able to reconnect. Your stream will